I'm a normal person. Eden Voorhees had been Jess's first friend, smiling at the new girl who was tall, skinny, and slightly buck-toothed as she balanced her lunch tray and looked desperately around for someone to sit with that first day back in 4th grade. Eden had patted the round stool attached to the lunch table and told Jess to sit down. Jess had adored the shy Eden ever since. Her friend wore her crappy life like a backpack, strapped on and never complaining. Well, at least not much. Bless her pea-pickin' heart. Since her mother was a former stripper/crack addict and her stepfather was in prison for armed robbery, it was a bloomin' miracle the girl had blossomed into the kind, hard-working, beautiful woman she'd become. Eden liked to credit her surviving hell with the friendships she'd made with Jess, Rosemary, and Lacy. But Jess knew goodness such as Eden possessed didn't fade away under the duress of hardship. Goodness like Eden's was a flower in a bed of weeds, stretching up toward the sun, refusing to be choked out. Presently, Eden worked at the local discount store and took care of her handicapped mother. She'd missed out on frat parties, keggers, and beach trips to stay home and mark down cheap crap from China and change her mother's diapers. Eden deserved a medal, or at least more than what she'd been handed. So it's final. Are you okay? Eden asked, eyeing Jess with concern. I'm not suicidal, if that's what you're asking, Jess said. Why would anyone be suicidal over that jerk face? Eden picked up the remote control. You talked to Rosemary yet? Yeah, but she's busy having fun in NYC. I don't want to piss in her punch, Jess said, frowning when Eden settled on a rerun of Bones. She was so not in the mood for gore. But then, the idea of a rom-com made her want to hurl. She's never too busy for you, you know that. But I'm so glad she's met someone fun. She got a tattoo, Eden remarked, hooking an eyebrow, inquiring about the programming. Jess shook her head. She didn't want to watch TV or talk about the fun Rosemary was having with a certain Italian guy in Soho, even though she was truly happy for her friend. And she damn sure didn't want to look at that envelope sitting on the table like a knot on a log. And she didn't want to drink last night's wine. No, Jess wanted to forget about the reality that was her life. Let's ditch the flesh being dumped in a tub of worms, she gave a shudder, and go to the Iron Bowl. Eden blinked. I'm not exactly dressed for a bar. I'm wearing tennis shoes. So you look cute, and I need to do something that says I'm not pathetic. You're not pathetic. Besides, I do not look cute. I look like I work at penny pinchers. I'll loan you a shirt and some hoop earrings. Hoop earrings always make a gal look stylish. Jess rose and walked toward her lonely bedroom, which looked like the rest of the place. Uniformly uninteresting, the antithesis of the 3-bedroom cottage she'd shared with Benton for the past 6 years. Their house had been adorable, everyone said so. 3 months after Benton left, she'd sold it to a man who worked for the paper mill. The new buyer was divorced and had let the flower beds go to weeds. She could barely bring herself to drive by the place. I don't have big enough boobs for your shirts, Eden called out. I have some clingy things that will work, Jess said, opening the closet, feeling determined to do something about her pseudo-depression. So Benton didn't want her anymore, so he divorced her. Said he needed to experience life. Whatever. So did she. The divorce was done. Over. So why the hell not? Hey, Eden said, appearing in the doorway. Jess looked at her petite, lithe friend. She did indeed look like she worked at penny pinchers. She wore simple, cheap khaki pants and a t-shirt that read, "We save you money." At least the red Converse sneakers were somewhat cute. I know what you're going to say, Jess said, pulling out a sleeveless white top with pearl buttons and eyeing it. I'm fine. Eden watched her for a few seconds before saying, Things have been hard these past few months.